The Bay Area, just south of the Golden Gate Bridge in Stanford, California. That's where we are, inside Maple Pavilion. And what better way to start the new year than with a top 25 Monday matinee of Pac-12 women's basketball. Number 2 Stanford and number 15 Arizona both have just one loss on the season. That's going to change here today. And hi, everybody. Glad you can be with us. I'm Krista Blunt alongside the coach, Mary Murphy. And wow, Mary, these two teams, they know how to score. They do it in a variety of ways. And for this Stanford team, they got a 1-2-3 punch. They've got Cameron Brink inside along with Jump and Jones.
Right, 2 All-Americans and one of the best three-point shooters in the country. It is a big-time 3 for this Stanford Cardinal team. And Cameron Brink, she just keeps getting better. Shooting 61% from the floor for the season. She was 7 of 11 against ASU. And boy, she can spread the floor, knock down those things, runs the floor. She's dynamic. Haley Jones scores in a myriad of ways. And then Hannah Jump from deep. She was 6 of 10 from deep against ASU. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
You're right. They're going to have some defense, though. The Wildcats, they've got some defense. They're one of the best in the nation in steals.
They really are. They average 21 turnovers. That's forcing turnovers, and then they are in attack mode. They ball hawk. They are disruptive, and then they are off to the races. They are outstanding in the open floor, and they attack the basket. And out of bounds, wherever it is, if the ball's there, Martinez is going to be there too.
Arizona, 8th in the nation in steals. Pellington's one of them that'll give you problems. Lavelle, Martinez, we just saw her, and then Kate Reeves, 3 fifth-year seniors in their starting lineup. A little younger, LaPolo, the freshman, running the point with Jump and Jones. Erie Offen, just a sophomore, and Cameron Brink for the Stanford Cardinal. And time now for our Director's Mortgage game plan. Mary, what do these teams have to do?
Well, for Arizona, we all know they must force turnovers. It's one of the things they do best. They've got to get some points off that against Stanford. And if they can get Cameron Brink into some foul trouble, force her to the bench, all the better. For Stanford, they do a great job shooting threes. Get 10 or more, you're in great shape. And keep Arizona under 70 points, which basically means you're taking care of the basketball.
That is right. Tar Vanderveer, the Hall of Famer, and says this team's still a work in progress. I think a lot of coaches would like a work in progress like the Stanford team, but she's right. You know, they're a fairly young team. 9 of the 15 players, either a freshman or a sophomore on this Stanford team. That is a plus for her. And we saw Adia Barnes and her staff, Adia in her 7th season. Both teams coming in undefeated in conference play, 2-0, and just 1 loss on the regular season. But again, that will change here today. Tip is up, and we are underway. Glad you to be with us. An excellent crowd here at Maples Pavilion. Watching this top 25 matchup and trying the back door, but the turnover very often just a little off the mark.
We think so much about Arizona in transition. They are really developing to be a very, very good half-court offensive team as well.
And this is an important one for them, Mary. Not an easy road trip. 3 games also in 5 days, and this 3rd game right here against the number 2 team in the nation. But, boy, you pick up a win here, it's a big deal.
Absolutely. It just propels you nationally into the conversation.
They're ranked number 18 in the nation. They've got a strong net ranking and second effort. Rebounding important at both ends. And, wow, a couple turnovers now for Stanford taking away chances.
It's the kind of effort that Adia Barnes wants from her team for 40 minutes, and it's difficult to maintain that kind of intensity. But if they can just get in the face every pass, whether it's an inbounds and out of bounds, whatever, create some havoc, Arizona will be in a great position in the 4th quarter.
This team plays so much like their head coach did back in the day, Adia Barnes. They forced 21 turnovers per game, and what did Tar Vanderveer say? We have to take care of the ball. That was the very first thing. Lavelle off the screen, pretty.
They set her up beautifully on that down screen, and she can flare now and get 3 with a really high frequency, but that curl is tough to defend.
Yeah, the lefty, 5th-year senior from Scottsdale, the transfer from Arizona State this year. What a pickup for Adia Barnes and the Wildcats, and almost another takeaway by Reese.
Jade LaVille, the transfer, started at Boise State for a couple years, Arizona State a year ago, but the elevation, you can't question the defense, hand in the face, but she is so strong and gets up so high on that release.
Yeah, it's amazing because the defense was with her, but wow, her elevation, the athleticism, very athletic Arizona team. From top to bottom, here is Talana LaPolo running the point.
And she's going to be challenged.
She's got Pellington, the 5th-year senior from Canada. Shot clock down to 1, and again, back-to-back defensive sequences for the Wildcats.
Yeah, a couple of offensive possessions where Cameron Brink has put the ball on the floor, and that's when Arizona defense excels.
Not surprising, though, the Wildcats, a win at Cal a couple of nights ago, but they did not play their best basketball. You had to figure that Adia Barnes would get the team ready and focused for this one here today. They were not happy, even though they got the W at Cal, with a lot of the things they did in that one. They wanted to clean it up here. As miscommunication will send it the other way.
Well, one of the problems for Arizona against Cal was that as Mary Martinez got into a lot of foul trouble and you know, didn't even play 15 minutes in that ball game, and she's a big part of what they're doing.
Well, she certainly is. Averages 13 points, 10 rebounds a game. The transfer from West Virginia, and this crowd not happy with this call.
We get Haley Jones for the moving screen, trying to help with the pressure. Here's Jones setting the screen and just runs Pellington right into it. It's a blind screen.
Tara Vanderveer up, talking to the officials, our officiating crew, Tiffany Bird, Lisa Jones, and Benny Luda, veteran crew, but this one's going to go the other way.
I think they're going to change that call.
You're right.
Put it on Erie Offen.
Now the crowd, once again, not liking it. Neither is Tara Vanderveer and her staff. So the inbound underneath for Arizona. You couldn't ask for a better start really for Arizona, and that's what you got to do here in this one.
But 2 minutes in, and Haley Jones has 2 personal fouls.
She's going to stay out there, up guarding Shayna Pellington right now.
They're not concerned about her three-point shot, so you can play off on this one, go behind ball screens.
Yeah, Pellington 0 for 6 on the season behind the arc as the drive from Martinez, no good. Cardinal trying to push. Transition defense, a big focus and important for the Wildcats as they got back there. Here's Jump. Well, you talked about her. She was on fire in their game against Arizona State. As Mary went for the steal, and instead, second chances for the Cardinal tipped around. It goes the other way.
Boy, this Arizona bench is up and motivated. They have had their coffee.
They have. They are a morning team, apparently. Got some energy.
It is an hour later in Tucson.
That's true. Maybe a plus in a game like this. In this new year, Stanford 0 for 2, though. They have yet to score.
Haley Jones on Pellington.
Lauren Fields using the screen. Jump switches off of her. Fields was solid at Cal.
Shot clock.
LaVille, the wing again, too much. Pellington up on Joe, and the lofty pass, the anticipation, Martinez, and good job to wait. Brink was right there with her.
Stanford has not scored already, 5 turnovers.
Wow, and Arizona doing something with it. It's exactly what we talked about early, Mary, that Arizona had to force the turnovers and get some offense out of it.
Great experience by Martinez. You know the shot blocker is trailing that. Just jump stop, wait for the flyby.
Yeah, good patience, and it pays off. Jump way outside, too much. Pellington's going to push. 3 Cardinal players back, though. And partially tipped. Good hustle by Stanford. Can they say that they do? Bodies all over the floor. Great hustle. Polo. Guarded by Lauren Fields, the senior transfer from Oklahoma State. Trap comes. Skip, far corner, jump. Knows what she's supposed to do.
Okay, that's the gamble. You're going to trap hard. This ability of Stanford to stretch the floor, find the open shooter, and it is Hannah Jump, who is red hot.
How about the awareness to find her, knowing she's the one over there, and then getting it to her in time to get the shot. Bill guarded by LaPolo. Good spacing by Arizona. Kate Reese has been kind of quiet. Sets the screen. Pellington shot short. It'll go the other direction.
And they're fine with Pellington taking that shot. Swing it. Just a sensational pass by Haley Jones, and Hannah Jump knows how to finish plays. And you don't want her to start out hot because she can crush you.
You got that right. One of the 4 seniors on this team out of San Jose at 6 feet. Had 20 points, those 6 of 10 behind the arc in their win against Arizona State. But Haley Jones at 6'1", running the point for you. She gives you some length, too, to find the open player.
So Tara has gone small as she takes Iriafen, puts her on the bench for a bit, and brings the other freshman guard in, Navarre.
Yeah, 12 in white for the Cardinal, India Navarre.
That means we are concerned about turnovers. Let's get another ball handler and score on the floor.
Boy, the positives of having depth. And you see 13 in white, Helena Playo on for Arizona. She is so good. There's that shot. Doesn't connect. Maya Naji also in 34 in navy blue for the Wildcats. Up high guarding Brink. And Brink read it. The defense not with her. The and one for Cameron Brink.
Well, this is one of the areas where Cameron Brink has grown so much. How are you going to defend her? You're going to shade her to the right and she just explodes. Maybe you're playing for the pick and roll or the pick and pop here. You play high side of that. That big first step seals the defense. Late rotation, she's got 2.
Yeah, excellent read by Cameron Brink as Naji had just gotten up maybe 1 half step a little too high, and Brink, the quickness to make her way down and get the 3-point play. The junior from Beaverton, Oregon, 17 the other night. How about 14 rebounds, Mary? She was everywhere. She gets a rest.
And the real positive, just 1 personal foul.
Yes. She's only fouled out of 1 game, but she's gotten 4 personals in a couple of games. She's gotten herself in a little bit of foul trouble and has had to watch. They need her out there. Crossover LaVille trying to get some room, and they'll say the forearm got her. All tied up, 6 apiece here at Maples in the first quarter. More for you when we return.
No clean looks. Stanford dominating Arizona. Backdoor cut. Stanford being Stanford.
Now challenging for the top spot.
She dominates the ball. That's when you want to have the ball in your hands.
And the Stanford Cardinal win the Pac-12 regular season title.
5 seconds left. Double team throws one up. It's no good. Stanford has won the national championship.
Brink says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Using that muscle.
That's when you know you're having a career night.
Stanford has won the last 4 meetings between these 2 teams in a row. And Tara Vanderveer's team, the last loss, Mary, was back in 2020, and it was an overtime thriller for Tara Vanderveer. But it's been fun. It's been tricky for coaches over this holiday break, family and friends. And speaking of family, Tara's mom's been in town as well, which is always great.
I haven't seen a game since COVID and has been out here for 3 games. Started with the 23rd game against Cal. We'll head back to Colorado tomorrow.
Mom Rita in the stands, and she heads back. She goes to the Colorado games, but yeah, it was tough during COVID time. As a 6-0 run for Stanford ties this one up. Breeze the lane. Arizona on a drought over 2 minutes without a bucket.
Kiki Iriafen's defense at the other end on Kate Reese just took her about 1.5 feet, 2 feet out of her squeeze spot, and no foul straight up and down, and that created the miss by Kate Reese.
Iriafen back on. Brink taking a seat. Navarre stays out there for Stanford.
Small lineup right now for Arizona.
Playo's in. Pellington maybe got a piece of it. Wow, Martinez comes flying in at a jump ball. It's going to go the other way. That small lineup can get up and down the floor. Stanford better have the transition defense ready.
We've got some rebounding machines in the Pac-12. I mean, you think about Rhea Marshall is sensational this weekend for USC. As Mary Martinez can really understand where balls are coming off and how to go get and rip rebounds.
Yeah, she's 4th in the conference in rebounds per game, averaging right around 10. LaVille using the screen, rolls that one in. A 3 ball for her.
Her improvement is for real. She has just improved as a 3-point shooter so much.
It was interesting talking with Adia Barnes about her game. So that's my job as a coach, right? I want to expand her game as the Cardinal work it inside Iriafen with the hoop.
And nobody creates in small spaces as well as Haley Jones.
Give her the assist. Ellington Looking one way, tries to go the other, can't use the backboard there.
I'm surprised she didn't lean into Haley a little bit more, try to get that third foul.
Yeah, she's physical enough to do it as Jones running the court. Lopolo finds her.
World of difference for Stanford when you take care of the basketball and you get shots at the bucket.
And they take the lead. They're first of the ball game. They were down 6-0 to start it. Martinez, baseline, banks it up hard, good. Wanted the and one, but she'll take the bucket instead.
I know folks out west haven't seen a lot of Esmeri Martinez, who went to West Virginia before transferring. What an outlet. I mean, what a backdoor pass.
Navarre, great communication. The freshman from Apex, North Carolina, and Haley Jones found her.
Yeah, the maestro. 3 assists already.
Crossover, thought about it. That's Lauren Fields. Here's Puello. Love her game off the bench. Pellington just not getting any space from Jones. Puello pulls it up, left baseline, can't stick it. Polo, skip across.
Hey, you watch the Stanford team. 2 freshmen and a sophomore on the floor.
Yeah, they're young. It was surprising to me to kind of realize how young they are as Jones gets herself into the lane and gets another one.
But when you combine that with 2 All-Americans and Haley Jones and Cameron Brink will be checking in shortly.
Wow, and how important is that to have those young players be able to practice and play against players like the All-Americans for Stanford?
You could make a great point.
Jones continuing to be guarded by Pellington. And now trying to seal her off. She knew she had the size advantage. There's help D, the skip across, and jump. Gets another one. That quick release, so hard to stop.
But it's all the pass from Haley Jones, and Hannah knows exactly where to be. Make herself available, show a target.
17-5 run for Stanford. Hannah jump. 2 threes already in this first half with a minute left in this first quarter. Pretty quick pace. Both of these teams averaging over 80 points a game, and LaVille, she's feeling it.
She is always feeling it.
Love the game of Jade LaVille. All Pac-12 member last year, was all Mountain West. You mentioned she played at Boise State a couple of seasons. Probably was an NFL player, and she tries to help with the defense there. Going to get whistled with the personal.
Just great work by Haley Jones down low. I mean, she can play some pretty darn good post offense. Just moving, aggressive little head fake, shoulder fake, and then come back, show target for the ball.
Cameron Brink back on. Elena Bozgana on, the sophomore from Greece. Yeah, her game's really starting to come on.
How about Haley Jones already in this game? 9 minutes, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. We're on triple-double alert early.
Yep, just looking and doing everything. And Believy ready to check in to the ball game. One of those 4 seniors, the funky 4, as Tara likes to call them.
And Haley Jones will sit, played extremely well and very smart with those 2 personal fouls.
This depth for Tara Vanderveer, she talked about it. You know, if you're not playing D, if you're not getting back, I got players that can come in and do it. As Kate Reese up and under, good decision there.
Really, experience shows the value of the pivot foot.
4 points for Kate Reese, 5th-year senior, chose to come back to play for the Wildcats. And it's Gilbert out guarding Lopolo.
2 sensational freshmen.
There is some really good young talent in the Pac-12. Brink back on. LaVille hands up, tries to stop her and does, and that will do it for the first quarter. It's a Cardinal 4-point lead heading into the second. Jones, Mary, she's doing it.
Yeah, we're just spoiled. I mean, so dynamic, little back door. Let's swing it for a 3. Haley Jones putting on a show in this first quarter.
get together over the holidays for the Wildcats. They started off conference play in Tucson against Arizona State. Mary, you were there. It's like you're traveling around with them. But what a game and what a crowd at McHale.
Yeah, they had over 9,400 there, all dressed in red. It was just a great environment. It is a hot place to go watch basketball. They love their Wildcats.
They certainly do. And then they faced off with the Cal Bears, and we had that one, and that was just a juggernaut as they got the win, but it was not easy. 63-56 in Berkeley.
Really impressed with the play for Cal's forward, Michelle Onya. She was terrific off the bench.
Yeah, that is the Michelle Onya that Sharman Smith wants to see more from. So Brink gets the start. You see Fran Beliebe getting the start this second quarter. She had just checked in the high post. Different look for the Wildcats as well. Najee's in, guarding her. Help D inside as Gilbert stays on. Tipped out of bounds, going to go the other way.
Pueyo is tough to try to get that lob over her head. See, Arizona a year ago, 7-1 at home.
6 games decided by 6 points. Yeah, they had some close games, and a loss to Colorado in the Pac-12 tournament last season, but made their way to the NCAA tournament, the second round. Lost to North Carolina.
Could see the strategy for Arizona is to draw Brink away from the basket and then put it on the floor.
Back shot off the mark, long rebound, and a shot clock violation. It took it so long to get out there. So good D by the Cardinal. Pueyo stays on for Adia Barnes' squad.
LaVille checking, he had a jump. She knows she's got one job, and that's not let her get the ball.
Pueyo fronting Haley Jones. And Brink inside. She and Reese. And Reese is going to get the foul call.
Those are two physical players. Cameron Brink and Kate Reese, 101 down low.
Kate Reese, fifth-year senior out of Cypress, Texas. It feels like she's been playing for the Wildcats for so long, but big plus having her back in that 5th year.
Okay, you've tried to lob over Pueyo 2 times, and both she's knocked it out of bounds. She has an incredible sense of timing on that.
She's so active hands, always has the hand up in the passing lanes, and she switches off, and now there's a mismatch with Gilbert and Haley Jones.
Reese really pushing, trying to push Brink away from that sweet spot.
Yep. Shot clock to 5. Lopolo's got to take it. Round it out. Brink cleaning it up or trying to. Beliebe, 3rd chance, too many. Crowd liking it.
No, defensively, you might get away with one offensive rebound, but if you're Arizona on that 3rd one, inevitably a foul somewhere in there because you're just trying to stop this possession. Brink can't get it to go. And Najee and Kate Reese, they're just in the wrong spot, and they know it. You've got to secure those boards against Stanford.
Second personal on Kate Reese, so she'll have a seat. And that one falls in for Fran Beliebe. So 2 fouls with 8.5 remaining in this second quarter.
Stanford's bench and depth at the post position is just overwhelming.
Really remarkable. 1 for 2 for Fran Beliebe. Can't get that second one. Martinez back in. She's too quick for herself, Mary. Wanting to make something happen. Put that ball down first. I love her game, though. Can't say enough good things about her. All Big 12 second-teamer last year from West Virginia. And Adia Barnes said loves so many things about her. But her transition into the Pac-12 has been really solid coming from such a good program.
Yeah, she was well coached at West Virginia. Again, another lob attempt.
And help D coming over. Gilbert, get your hands on it. Jump ball. It goes the other way.
If you feel like it's a mismatch, you feel like you can get into Haley Jones, but for the third time in this game, Pueyo says, go to another option.
So Adia Barnes talking to Benny Luna. They thought it was a jump ball, and instead the foul call. They'll make a change to that one. And 13 foul on the Wildcats. Stanford, a solid free throw shooting team. Don't want to put them there too soon, that's for sure. Apollo. Step across Jones, left corner. just short. Believy, weak side glass. Oh, right place, right time.
Punishing.
Extra effort by the Cardinal, giving him some offense.
Well, you just got to look at the bucket.
But she had a lot of room to get the shot off. LaVille won't hesitate, raises the iron. Cardinal trying to push the tempo. Defense getting back. Jones, the much smaller Gilbert on her. Jump, no hesitation. Brink, oh, the length. And just lost her footing, could not finish the shot, and the reach-in foul to stop the break.
Yeah, they're going to get Believy. In the neighborhood was Haley Jones, and you sure don't want her to get one, the third one there.
Yeah, saw her put her both hands up. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Surprised she pointed Fran. Like,
yeah, it was Fran.
We're calling one.
Yeah, it almost the takeaway off the foot. Stays with Arizona.
Fran Believy's shown some defensive skills, matching up with LaVille. Forced the miss on the last possession on a jump shot.
And we talked to Tara Vanderveer. She said, it's tricky finding minutes for the depth that she has, but Fran Believi, a player, an experienced player, gets first dibs, but she knows it's some pressure. She's got to play the right way. Jump, out running. Can't get that one either.
Again, those early 5 turnovers that propelled Arizona to the 6-0 lead. That spigot's been turned off. Stanford taking care of the basketball, and Arizona, as a result, having trouble scoring points.
Yeah, they've made adjustments. Puello in the lane. Stays with it. Haley Jones didn't quite get her body on her, but the shot no good. Break for Stanford. Jones, nobody stopping her, and into the lane. She gets fouled. Little miscue on the defense, I think, for Arizona, and nobody picked up Haley Jones.
They're anticipating just a little dump off or a pull-up jumper. As Brink sits.
And the depth inside continues. 6'7" freshman Lauren Betts to the floor, 51 and white. Gilbert will take a seat.
Considered the #1 recruit in the country. Now a freshman coming off the bench for Stanford, playing behind some of the most talented posts in the country.
Yeah, she is getting some quality minutes as of late. It's hard to find minutes, though, for everyone. Jones gets that one.
But what that translates to, when you do get on the floor, you want to make your minutes count.
High pick and roll and working it inside. Najee got the shot off. It almost dropped in. Betts was there with the hands up. Jones trying to draw some contact. She's taking it right at Madison Connors, checked in. Out of the round, it stays with Stanford, 19 on the shot clock. Najee with the block. So Stanford getting longer. Brink back on. Levy off. This is a tough matchup for Arizona with this length. Betts. Oh, blocked by Puello. The timing and the help D dropping down.
That in your season highlights. Great pass. Puello says no, not in my vicinity.
And Betts kept it up high. Puello, just the timing and the athleticism.
We're talking about Betts being considered the best recruit in the country. Najee's considered the 9th best in the country and the 3rd best in the post position. So this is a great matchup we're watching down low.
Oh, those two are going to battle it out for years to come. Shot no good for Brink. Betts, a second chance. A lot of O boards accumulating for the Cardinal. That was their 8th.
Life is tough enough when you're playing Stanford. Good steal by Martinez.
Her anticipation, just that hand out, Mary, but to keep it in play and do something with it.
And a very heads-up play by Haley Jones to say, okay, you got it, it's yours, I can't afford the 3rd personal.
Yeah.
Very smart, veteran, savvy play.
Yeah, good call there. Jump trying to work the screen.
This is a giant lineup on the floor for Stanford.
It sure is. Brink testing the length of the defense. Shot no good. Betts tries to save it, but can't. Goes the other direction. And now Ashton Prechtel will come on for the Cardinal.
I mean, this is just textbook. You got that denial hand down on the line, up the line, the the thumb pointing down, you get out, and then you're just right in rhythm to take it down the other end. She is really fun to watch.
Fundamentally sound and knows what to do with it. Just scored her 1,000th career point recently. Najee gets some space. I like her game. She's got so much potential. Not afraid to shoot it. Skip across jump. She's not afraid to shoot it.
Just born to shoot, but she runs the floor. She's ready.
And that made 3 for jump, her 3rd of the game, and it ties her for 5th all-time in career threes, 237. Lapolo, she's got her hands in the passing lane as well.
Looking up. Nice job just veering off. Let everyone else trail the play. Don't be in a hurry. And here comes the trap.
Using it sparingly today against this Stanford team. Jones realizing she's wide open. Good box out by Najee.
Lapolo just had a lesson there. Like, okay, so there's the trap. Now I know it's coming. Keep my head up. Keep my dribble alive. That was well done.
Yeah, Arizona's been selective. They haven't used it every single time down, but they had a chance right there, they knew, as that one won't go for Puello.
Stanford just one of their last 9, but still holding on to a 10-point lead.
And a takeaway by Puello.
She is a defensive show.
Senior from Spain. National team experience. She's voted captain this year as, the and one for Madison Connor driving in.
Known as a great 3-point shooter, decides to challenge the big, puts it on the floor, and takes it right at sensational shot blockers of Stanford.
Connor, spark off the bench, Mary. She'll get a free throw when we return. 3:30 remaining in the first half here at Stanford, and the number 2 team in the nation up 27-19 over number 15 Arizona. And Sunday's matchups, Mary, there were some impressive wins and games.
Yeah, you look at the points by Beers, another sensational freshman for Oregon State in beating UCLA. No Charisma Osborne with a shoulder injury. Peely is just being so Peely. And the backcourt for Oregon is outstanding. And how about Vonleh? Of course, she transferred from this Arizona program to Colorado, and now Colorado has something they haven't really had, and that is a great, solid, low post who can really keep things together on both ends of the floor. Huge pickup for them, and you look at the numbers. Yeah. Of course, Washington State playing both games this weekend without Charlize Ledger-Walker, their sensational All-American who had to go back home for some family issues. So we wish the best to the Ledger-Walker family.
And we certainly do, and we hope to see her back. That is a tough loss for the Cougs. As the first free throw attempt by Arizona of this half, and they get it to go back within 7.
Yeah, they average 14 made free throws a game, so not getting there causes a problem. Kiki Iriafen back on the floor. Practical inside as well. Got some mismatches working.
Puello up high and a little too much contact on Lapolo. And that's the 5th team foul with 3:16 remaining in the first half. 15 foul. So it's Alana Lapolo, the freshman out of Alameda, fouled against Puello. Her 2nd. Break back on. Practical comes off. And here is Lapolo. Tara really impressed with her play so far.
From Alameda, California, which is just across the San Mateo Bridge here in the Bay Area, and she has been a revelation. I don't think it just shows you don't have to be like the number 1 through 10 point guard coming out of high school to really impact a program.
Yep, one of few players on this Stanford team, not a McDonald's All-American, but boy, impressive numbers and stayed close to home. Didn't start the first 3 games, but has moved herself into the starting lineup.
Stanford without Agnes Emanopu in this ball game. She is out with an injury. They hope to have her back. Their next game after this will be against Cal next Sunday.
Yeah, they miss her. Tara told us we really miss her aggressiveness. That's something that when you graduate players like the Hull sisters and Anna, Anna Wilson, you lose some aggressive play. Who steps into those roles? And we were just talking about Lapolo. She's been running the point significantly. That was a question mark coming into this season for the Cardinal. Who would run the point most of the time? As Brink, the and one. As the Wildcats wanted the charge, they don't get it.
Martinez could not quite get set high enough and early enough. You swing it, they spread the floor so well. You can see how she's leaning, trying to catch Brink on that drive.
3-point play for Cameron Brink. She's got 6 points.
But again, Krista, her ability to put the ball on the floor this year and just pound it and attack.
Yeah, what a tough matchup she is. She can shoot the three, she can put it on the court, and her length. Hook D coming over. Good movement without the ball by LaVille, and Reese found her.
Cameron Brink defending on ball side, and here comes LaVille on the opposite side and just turns and is able to block without fouling.
Good look by Reese to see her, but LaVille, that activity away from the ball, so it stays with the Wildcats. 13 on the shot clock.
One of our keys was for Cameron Brink, for Arizona to force her to the bench with some foul trouble. She doesn't have one foul.
Yep, it's playing solid. And we talked to Tara about the one personal foul in the Arizona State game. She said, I hope she continues that, as Pellington finally gets a bucket to go. Her first points of the game.
She's the leading scorer for Arizona and just has not found an open lane or an open shot.
Averaging 13 points a game. She's got 2. Hedge out, looking for help, looking for the trap. And Brink, we were just praising the no foul situation as she has a little push off there.
Pellington, tough, strong, loves to drive it into that lane.
First personal for Cameron Brink. I thought they were going to call a foul, rather the turnover instead. Did they give her a foul? I'm giving her a foul, and maybe she didn't get called for it. Just a turnover. Slate stays clean. Under 2 left in the first half.
Defense by Kiki Iriafen on the ball, guarding Jade LaVille. Yes, ma'am.
Crowd appreciating that effort.
Boy, if you're Tara Vanderveer and you could put Kiki Iriafen on LaVille and she can do that.
6'3" sophomore out of Los Angeles. A player that Tara talked about at the beginning of the year that she thought would get more time. She was going to get the opportunities, and she has.
Get low, move your feet, get your hands up, be balanced, and say there's nowhere for you to go, Jade LaVille. Move your feet. Some nice help there from her freshman point guard, and turnover. Well done. You know, those are the little things. They don't show up on a stat sheet, but that is a big-time defensive play.
Yep, it certainly is. Jones, 1 for 2. Iriafen, that stands out in the stat sheet. The O-board conversion.
Jones, first half, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
The Cardinal have gotten to the line of 9 for 11. Just 1 attempt by Arizona from the stripe as Reese tries to go left, can't get it.
Well, they keep challenging in the paint and come away with nothing.
Reese out on Jones, mismatch inside. LaVille, tough task against Iriafen. Brink with a 3. Long rebound, another O-board for Iriafen.
You don't worry about misses, do you, when you have Kiki Iriafen running them down?
Yeah, that'll get you some playing time also. Keep you out there. Under a minute left in the first half. Iriafen in the high post. And Martinez, defense on Brink. Some contact, no whistle. It'll stay with Stanford. 4 on the shot clock.
Arizona dangerous in this situation. They do a great job of anticipating, going getting steals.
Into Brink, keeps it up high, puts it in.
That's a pro move, isn't it?
It sure is. 3 defenders on you, keeps it up there. Soft touch.
Big possession for Arizona. Come away with points, headed to the locker room.
The largest lead of the game for the Cardinal, up 14. Can the Wildcats get some momentum going into the break? That one well off by Fields. And Haley Jones says, let's work this clock down. LaVille out on Jones. back to 4. Brink, another chance behind the arc. Got her legs under that one, but can't get it to drop. She's had a struggle outside, but not anywhere else. So 14-point lead for the Stanford Cardinal going in at halftime. And coming up, it's our Pac-12 halftime report. Ashley Adamson, Nigel Burton, and Yogi Roth. Hey, there's a Rose Bowl on later. They're live from Pasadena. Preview of Utah Penn State and first half highlights and stats. So much going on. You know it's a big game with that crew there. So a good one here. Close start in the first quarter, but the Cardinals settled down and they got things going. And it's time now for our Zayo Connection. Joining us, Stanford head coach Tara Vanderveer. Tara, a little bit of a slow start for your team, but the team settled down and you've gone to your bench. What's kind of stood out to you that you've liked about what your team's doing?
Haley Jones making great plays for us. I thought she got 2 quick fouls. She's smart enough to stay in the game. Talana making great plays. Hannah jumped in some shots. A lot of different contributions. Fran Bleby came in, played really well. Kiki Arathan. We're counting on a lot of different people, and they're stepping up. India Navarre came in, gave us some great minutes. So we need to take care of the basketball a lot better than we are. But I like our team's effort and their energy, and they're really about playing for each other.
Hey, Tara, Haley Jones gets 2 early personal fouls, and you stay with it. Is that just confidence that she can play smart against a team that really likes to put it on the floor and attack?
She's a really high IQ basketball player, and she showed it just how important she is to our team. I think Cam can help us a lot more. She's really struggled in the first half, but I think she'll get it going. And we need to get out. We're really out of our rhythm, and that's a credit to Arizona. We need to do a better job in the second half.
Great, Tara. Thanks so much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
the
you.
time.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Good start so far for this Stanford Cardinal team, the number 2 team in the nation. Cameron Brink and company. She is so tough to stop. She's got 8 points in the first half and a 14-point lead for Stanford over Arizona.
So Hannah Jump's going to miss this shot, but at the top of your screen, watch Haley Jones. Follow the flight of the ball, anticipate the miss, go get it, and now get rid of it. Find your teammate, set them up for a 3, you step right into it, LaPolo, and that's one of the reasons Haley Jones is a great player.
The thing about it is that was one of the first plays coming out of the halftime, and we had just talked to Adia Barnes about the O boards and how they had to box out, but she makes it very difficult to do that.
Of course, her freshman year, she had the knee injury while playing at Oregon State, took the rest of that season to just focus on her teammates, how to be a better player, listening to coaches, and she took that experience and just has put together an amazing career here at Stanford.
Yeah, that was a really tough time to kind of know what was going through her mind, and she used that time away to really better her game and better understanding of her teammates and what they needed from her.
Look at the 3-point field goals. Arizona really struggling to find open ones. They average 6 makes a game. They've got 1. The O boards, just an avalanche with all the snow up in the Sierras. That's exactly what Stanford's doing to Arizona. An avalanche of O boards.
They sure are. Gilbert got that last one, and now a takeaway. Can they get back-to-back hoops? Arizona needs to go on some sort of a run to get themselves back in.
Well, up 20, down 20 doesn't matter. She always plays the same way, and that is a strong characteristic.
High screen, hesitation from Gilbert, out to Puello, and just short. Najee almost had a no board. Instead, Stanford comes down with it.
Shots just not falling. Arizona not able to create shots out of their defense.
33% shooting this quarter. Stanford being patient.
Shot clock starting to run down.
Beliebi, high post, tries to draw the contact and does. High to low, she'll go to the line.
It's been a really nice game for Fran Beliebi. Whenever she's on the floor, she's getting touches and good things are happening. Shot clock running down. get it to Friend at the high post. You see that hard rip through, get the defense off you, and attack.
Foul against Puello. That's her third.
Another one.
And one opportunity is the third for the Cardinals. She doesn't get the free throw, but another chance here. That extra effort. Just the difference in this one for Stanford.
And coaches, whenever we ask them for keys, they always say rebound, and you're just going to go, okay, yeah, anything else? But rebounding is just so important, because if you don't secure the ball defensively, you're not going to be on offense, and you're giving up second and third opportunities against a great offensive team.
Yep, very good point. It is the finish to the defense. It's Pellington back on. Gilbert with 4 personals. Fouls starting to accumulate. Several players with 3 fouls for Arizona. See if they can keep their spacing and find an open look. Puello, good look, uses the backboard. Pretty.
Nice job finding an angle to avoid the block by Brink.
Yeah, Brink was right there, and a good job to finish that one by Puello. She's got 4 points. Brink takes it to Najee. A little bit of a late whistle, but they're going to get Najee with the personal.
In some ways, it's been a tough day for Cameron Brink. She's just 3 of 14 from the floor. She's taken 5 threes and hasn't made one. But this game very much has been influenced by her presence inside defensively.
Yeah, she is so good with help defense. Just her presence there in that wingspan. She forces teams to make adjustments. First free throw good. Free throws big plus for the Cardinal. They've gone there 21 times. Just 1 attempt by Arizona. Gets both.
A big part of that is Pellington. She's got 2 points. She's the leading scorer for Arizona. She just has not found an open lane to the bucket.
Yeah, those long guards, those long defenders by Stanford have caused her problems at 5'8".
Well, and all the shot blockers inside. So if you get beat, you've got people stepping up at 6'5", 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, she's not a three-point shooting point guard. She is definitely a take it in, use your speed kind of point guard, and they're not letting her do it. Largest lead of the ball game for the Cardinal now, up by 20, and there's a little mid-range jumper good.
Now she can hit that. She can step out and knock down the 3 as well.
I like Najee's game in the high post. I think she's got a lot of potential in her first season.
Getting a lot more opportunity this year with the injury to Lauren Ware, who is sitting out this season.
Yeah.
Now we get a steal. Can you go?
So unfortunate. Connor looking ahead. Transition D. They've still got numbers if they can find it. And they do momentarily. Good. Ball fake by Pellington.
That's just old school, isn't it? The old head fake. Get the defense up, and then you just wait till they come down.
She had 2 bigs in front of her, and she got them up in the air. Brink to jump, left corner, rattles it out.
And unfortunately for Arizona, missed shots by Stanford are assists almost, because they're just going up and getting no boards and either getting 2 or getting an opportunity at the free throw line.
A big difference in the offensive rebounds. Look good. Unbelievable. Earlier in the pregame.
It's a ritual.
Yep. How about that?
Superstars.
Chatting with Ari McDonald, the addition director of recruiting for the Wildcats. I love that. Loved seeing her the other night at Cal, and All-American, Player of the Year in 21.
Her family was driving up from the Valley to say hi.
I love that. She caused a lot of problems for Tara Vanderveer's teams over the years, but now they can swap stories and ideas on the sideline. She's playing for the Atlanta Dream. Third, number 3 pick out of the 2021 draft. Phil on the inbound. Get yourself set. Can't get it. And a rebound to Believy. Believy's been good off the bench.
She's been really good.
Jump all by herself. Money.
Hannah Jump makes it look easy. We say this every time we do a Stanford game. Nobody has put up more shots in this gym, maybe, than Hannah Jump.
Now 5th all-time in three-pointers made with 238 of them. There's one right back at you, says Madison Connor. Bobcats could use a little more of that.
She understands how to get her shot, get open. She plays with immense confidence, and right now she's going to need some confidence playing Fran Belibi down low.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup in there.
That was some good help by Graham. Kick it ahead. Hannah Jump knows what to do with it. All day, automatic.
All of her makes behind the arc, 4 of 10. She's got 12 points.
Just a great example of a player not satisfied every year, gets better and better, gets in better shape, expands her game.
Yeah, that's something that Tara talked about also. She said she needs her starters to expand what they do. And she said they're the foundation, and then we'll put others in with them to step in. But I'd like to see more from that. I think Hannah Jump has shown that, though. Everybody knew she could shoot the three, but then you started seeing her with some ball fakes, baseline drives, adding a little bit more to it. First free throw, no good for India Navarre, freshman from North Carolina, McDonald's All-American.
Just so many young players want the opportunity sort of handed to them. Don't you know how good I am? And Hannah Jump has taken what she wants more minutes, earned more minutes by just getting out and improving.
Yeah, putting in that extra time.
I mean, when you're playing it behind Lacey and Lexi and Anna Wilson.
Yeah. How do you get in, right?
Right.
How do you get the time? But she definitely gets the shots in, but she worked on so many other aspects. And it's paying off now, a starter on this squad.
As we track the O-board numbers, 20 for Stanford.
They are big, and 16 second chance points for the Cardinal. With under a minute left in the third quarter. LaVille, the and one, taking it at Fran Belibi, and boy, she got hit, and she is down. LaVille was leaning in, and Belibi right in front of her.
Drive by LaVille.
Oh, and got caught
on the
right
side.
at the end, yeah. Side of the head. And that is unfortunate. Athletic training staff out.
And Fran is tough.
Yeah. Yeah, but knocked the goggles off. LaVille tough as well going in. We'll take the timeout. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Cardinal up big. Kate Reese, Haley Jones. Kate Reese has had a tough one here today. Got into a bit of foul trouble, and they could use her out there. 3 personals, just 4 points for her. She averages 12 points per game. And just before the timeout, the collision inside Mary and the officials coming over. What'd you find out?
So they're going to have a personal foul against Stanford, and then an intentional foul by Jade LaVille. So we're going to have some free throws.
Yes.
LaVille will go to the free throw line.
So the intentional foul call, that goes against LaVille, but she was fouled taking the shot.
Correct.
Yep, so she will try for the three-point play, but obviously we hope Fran Belibi is okay. Right on the side of the head, and close to the eye area, and they took her off the court.
And we will hope for the best. Fran was playing exceptionally well.
She sure was. Belibi coming in, just about 9.5 minutes in the game, but 2 of 3 shooting. She's gotten herself to the line 7 times. How about 6 boards and 5 of them offensive rebounds? Those extra efforts. And the free throw good for LaVille. So 3-point play for her, and she's the first Wildcat in double digits. She's got 10.
Hannah Jump will shoot the 2 free throws. Hannah Jump will shoot the free throws for Stanford.
That's her first free throw attempt on the game. They've shot 27 free throws, the Cardinal have, and she gets the second. She just had to get warmed up. She hadn't been there yet in this one.
Jalen Gilbert in the Stanford ball on the sideline.
So the intentional foul against the Wildcats, 1 for 2 from the line, and now the inbound. And there's Betts back on. Lauren Betts, freshman top recruit in the nation, the number 5 recruit class, with 5 new freshmen into the Stanford roster. Foul against Pellington. That's just her first, but it puts Haley Jones to the line with 40.5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
A much better quarter for Arizona.
Yeah.
2018 in this quarter, Stanford up 2, but just not able to recover from that second quarter where they were minus 10 and only put 7 points on the board.
Yeah, just stifling the Wildcats. Cardinal did in that second quarter. 7 points. And you just haven't seen that from this team this year. Very often back on. 1 for 2 for Haley Jones. I mean, the Cardinal getting to the line, but only shooting it 47% from the stripe. They really haven't taken advantage, but still up 16.
Yeah, the free throw numbers are stunning.
Yeah. Just 2 free throws attempted by Arizona. They've hit both of them. Now Lopolo. Gilbert guarding Jones in the high post. 5'8" against 6'1". And Lopolo happy to let the clock go. And they try a high-low as it was Brink trying to post up on Martinez, and that pass off the mark. So execution not happening on either end. We'll see if the Wildcats can get a little momentum right here. Pellington. Oh, Brink. Tries the swat. And a whistle and a foul going to go against the Cardinal.
Stanford with the 17-point lead, but it's a dangerous 17 when you can have a team that knows how to score. If you can start getting yourself into attack mode, that is Arizona, getting to the free throw line, get some open shots. Yeah. Got 10 minutes to put some work in.
Boscana back on. Jones will sit. So will Navarre.
Pellington just 4 points. Leading scorer for this team, a very well-balanced team. She averages 14. LaVille, Reese, and Martinez, the 4 leading scorers for this Arizona team.
First one good. And you can't get the second. Very often another rebound. And they'll wave that one off, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. A much better third quarter for Arizona, hanging right in there. But it's still a 16-point lead for Stanford heading into the fourth. Here's today's jockey difference maker, Stanford's Hannah Junkner.
Yeah, I mean, she's just knocking it every single time, and her teammates do such a great job of finding her. But you see the rhythm and how that pass just arrives right in the shooting pocket. Hannah Junk is just on fire. Wants it, her teammate gets it to her.
They're finding her. 13 points for Junk, 4 made threes, couple of offensive rebounds, and coming off the 20-point outing against Arizona State the other evening.
You know, you look at the stats, and what really stands out, Stanford has 18 made free throws. Arizona has 3. That's a 15-point difference at the free throw line, and we've got a 16-point ball game in Stanford's favor.
Yeah, really good point.
Interesting enough, Arizona's got 1 more field goal than Stanford does, so there's a lot of different ways to win a ball game.
Yep, certainly so, and really Stanford not capitalizing on the free throw opportunities, but that's the big difference in this one as Martinez spins around, baseline shot no good.
But as a former coach, you look at those numbers and you are talking to the officials saying, this isn't fair. We're both playing the game. Why do they have so many more? And the reason is because Arizona is fouling so much more.
Yeah, the fouls accumulating. 2 players with 4 personals, LaVille as well as Gilbert. He often tracks down the 50-50 ball. But Martinez and Cuello and Reese with 3 personals apiece.
But there's no rule in the rule book that says free throws have to be even.
There aren't. But I'm sure there were games where you felt like it should
Most
be.
games.
Just...
What word would you use? Just swallow the ball? Just envelope the ball? Brink. Look how she gets herself turned around. And then just follow the path of the ball. You don't have to leave your feet to block shots.
Puello, so calm and cool, long rebound, and they get it. That's Fields.
And Puello's a 41% three-point shooter, has not gotten it going today.
Trying to get some better spacing. Reese is back out there into the high post. She'll take the jumper. No good. Another long board. Puello trying to work it inside and trying to be aggressive. Instead, into the hands of Brink.
And the shot blocking length of Stanford inside just continues to influence Arizona.
Yeah, length at every spot.
Very often.
Oh, the feed by Brink.
She was open, posted one way, comes back to the inside, and Brink finally finds her. Brink's ability to pass the ball has improved so much.
It is pretty.
She had 4 assists the other night.
Very often 6 points. Somebody lost a shoe.
You cannot pick it up because your knee is now your pivot point. Pellington, frustration.
Gotta get the sneaker back on.
Brink, just a beautiful pass. Puello is a great defender, but still not as long as Iriafen. Iriafen drives her up the lane, show the target, the ball is there.
10th turn of the game by the Wildcats. They average 13 a game. They force 21 per game. They force 14 to Stanford. Very often high post, pretty backspin, just short. And some contact down low away from the basketball. And that's a tough break right there. If you're Arizona, you get the shot doesn't go, you get the rebound, but contact down low will bring it back.
2 players with 4 personals for Arizona. And the 24th foul called against the Wildcats.
First one of this quarter. And there's a takeaway. They've got numbers. Martinez, Puello, right hand finger roll. Lays it up and gets it.
To watch Martinez play defense all day long.
Yeah, love her instincts. She gets the rebound there.
It's a 16-point ball game. This is the time for Arizona. Can you make a push?
Hesitation, Pellington. She's tried to ball fake and do everything she could, but Brink read every bit of it.
Great screen by Iriafen. As Mary Martinez just steps in front. She's so quick. Head up, get the commitment, give it up to Puello, layup.
Crowd here at Stanford with some applause. I think one because Fran Berlevy's back on the floor, but also the effort by Iriafen who gives her a breather. And that's the 4th personal on Martinez, so she's going to take a seat. Pellington's out now. Jones with 13 points gets the first free throw, and we'll try to add to it. Gets them both.
Stanford only shooting 59% from the free throw line.
Yep, they've had a lot of chances, and they haven't really taken advantage.
Oh, beautiful pass.
Oh, what a fake. Puello with the assist. She could have gone out to Reese, instead dumps it inside.
Again, just so consistent on both ends of the floor.
Love the game of Puello. Brink. 3 ball, no good. Luzgana back into the game. 20 in white for the Cardinal. Puello. Little Euro step up and under. Oh, board. But Najee can't finish. The Cardinal has numbers. Puello finally back in.
It's like you could play a game when Haley Jones is coming down in transition. What will Haley do? And you try to decide and then go, oh, but you didn't know. Haley can just do so many different things.
Yeah, versatility is so fun to watch. As Malini gets the and one.
This crowd on their feet, so excited to see her back on the floor, but making that move and showing that smile.
Teammates Fran's just a good teammate, you know, and they love her.
Absolutely, but again, we've seen this rip-through attack the basket by the bigs of Stanford from that high post time and time again. Are you going to hand off? No. Are you going to go? Yes.
10 points, can't convert the three-point play, but 6 rebounds for her also. Still back on up high. Wildcats trying to work it around, looking for more spacing. Cuello left wing, pretty.
What more can Cuello do?
Yep. Love her game. She's got 8 points and 6 boards. They just need another 1 or 2 to go with her. Oh, feed high to low.
If you're open, the velocity of her passes, the spin.
It was like a laser beam down low to Haley Jones, and she's got 16. Trying to draw contact and does. The lean in by Lauren Fields will give her the 3-point chance.
We expected to see more of that from Arizona because they're just so physical. See the high screen by Reese and then attack. See if you can get the call on your way. But the calls have not gone their way.
Can't get the 3-point play. Jones gets a rebound. Fields, a senior from Shawnee, Oklahoma. Transferred in this season to Arizona from Oklahoma State.
Arizona has just been able to get it under 16. Prechtel can hit that.
Polo gets a little bit closer. Mid-range jumper good.
Yeah, we saw the Creighton game where the Creighton game plan was to leave her open. I think she made 4 threes in the first quarter.
Stanford can be that kind of team. You got to pick your poison sometimes. Is the shot just short as Connor curled around?
Good pace from LaPolo just to come get that and let's go.
Jones. Little hesitation. Beliebe, hands up, tips it around, keeps it alive, puts it in.
I think we can officially call her a crowd favorite.
I think so.
Haley Jones just smiling as she's getting back on defense.
Beliebe, the senior, human biology major, going to go to med school.
Both parents are doctors.
Yeah. Oh, and now a steal.
How about a dunk, Fran?
Well, she's done just about everything else in this one. Thought she was going to keep going with it. Instead, hands it off. 20-point lead for the Cardinal with 4 minutes left.
Fran Beliebe plays 13 minutes and has 12 points and 8 rebounds.
That's a good ratio. Oh, high, pick and roll. There you go. High to low. Prechtel gets an assist.
You know, it's in the scouting report. They run it every game. You know it's coming, and you still can't stop it.
Yeah, 6-0 run for Stanford. 5 of their last 6 buckets. Drive by Connor and it goes. Madison Connor's been a nice Spartan.
She has. Kind of put your mouth guard in your mouth kind of game for her. Just get out there, get gritty.
Got some minutes, do something with them. Polo, little hesitation, high off the glass. I think she saw Fran Beliebe over there and put it up there to see if Fran would get it, and she did. Long 3 off the iron. And Arizona's going to try to push 3 on 2. Connor left side, and she gets fouled. She'll go to the line. Talana LaPolo, the freshman point guard, making things happen there.
What a great pass. Haley says thank you very much. And then Fran Beliebe winning the Powerball.
New year, but same Stanford Cardinal, the number 2 team in the nation with a 20-point lead here in the 4th quarter over number 15 Arizona. And the Pac-12 champ Utah Utes are taking on Penn State in the Rose Bowl. We've got you covered before kickoff and after the final whistle in Pasadena. Live on-site coverage coming up next on Pac-12 Network, or you can download and stream it live wherever you might be with Pac-12 Now. Ashley, Nigel, and Yogi in SoCal there.
They're ready to go.
They are
We
ready.
will get you there as fast as possible.
We will. going to be a good one. I really think it's going to be a good game.
You did a Utah game earlier this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Preseason?
Yeah. Yep. I think it's going to be a good one. And free throw good for Madison Connor, sophomore from Chandler, Arizona. 28 games for her last year. Average 5 points a game. She gets both free throws, and she was a mid-year enrollee for the Wildcats. So they bring out a little full-court pressure. Jones will bring it up. Fouls have been a problem for Arizona. They have put Stanford to the line. Free throws, big difference.
The difference.
It really
Steal.
Puello. That's what they like to do. Can they convert it?
Tough pass to a shot blocker.
Reese just could not hang on. Tough break. They would have had the shot if the pass had been there. Instead, another chance for the Cardinal to set something up.
Haley Jones, 18 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Solid line.
Solid. Oh my gosh, that's the kind of line you dream about.
Tries to get that one to go, no good. And Beliebe a little too aggressive on the O boards that time. It'll go the other way. 2 minutes left between these two.
It's one thing to be a player who knows how to score and knows how to set others up. But when you get 16 rebounds, it means you are working hard.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you're going up against. That is not easy.
It's a statement game for Haley Jones. But she's had a lot of them.
Arizona will head back home. They'll face the Oregon schools this next weekend. Oregon State, then Oregon. Stanford gets a little break this week, but on Sunday they will face Cal in Berkeley and then stay on the road after that. UCLA, USC the next weekend. So we're going to get some challenges on the road. Beliebe continues.
It's nice to see the 4 seniors on the floor together for Stanford.
Yeah, sure is. The Funky Four. What a group.
Brandon Levy now double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds.
That is quite the spark off the bench.
It was her first double-double of the season.
That last bucket put LaVille in double digits, but just a bit too late. Jump, got her legs under it, just couldn't get the shot to go, and LaVille. Cat's got numbers. She's going to keep it, the crossover, and she'll get fouled and get free throws.
A frustrating afternoon for Arizona. Just could never get back to the pace that they wanted to play. Just 2 of 13 from 3. Never got to the free throw line as much as they usually do. You hold Stanford to 73, you're giving yourself a chance.
Yep. First free throw straight through. Their only loss coming into this one was in non-conference against Kansas. They had a win against Baylor earlier in the non-conference play as well.
Next weekend they will play Oregon State and Oregon. I'll be on that Oregon. No, I will be on the Arizona State-Oregon game. I have no idea what day it is.
Nope, it's a new year. I just keep saying New Year, Mary.
Tomorrow, maybe I'll know. Oh, great crowd here.
Season highs in both rebounding and scoring for Fran Beliebe. What a game she had. And she had to leave the court for a little bit, got hit in the head. But she is back out and ready to go. Navarre, high archer, had a chance. The Wildcats cut into the deficit here.
I will look forward to that February 9th game when Stanford goes to Arizona. That's an ESPN game.
Boy, and that's a ways away, but both of these teams will be in different places. That's going to be a good one at McHale. And that is going to do it for us. Stanford gets the win over Arizona. For our entire broadcast team, Jason Armini, our producer, Lori Brooks, our director, and for Mary Murphy, I'm Crystal Blunt. So long, we're sending it now to Ashley, Nigel, and Yogi.
What do you represent?